Hello, I'm Sam Berkley. This is a poster I would have taken with me to the Regional Science Fair. This year's project was a redesign of last year's project. Uh, the redesign for this year would improve the security and make the initial design, last year's project, more streamlined. Um, these are the three phases of the protocol. These are the protocol. This is the protocol for the redesign. The future contact phase is the same from initial design to redesign. There were no improvements that were necessary at the time. You have the Diffie-Hellman and key exchange. You're doing the modular arithmetic and the prime numbers, and you get the shared private key. The one major improvement from last year is that I have included code, which I created in MATLAB, next to the first contact phase flowchart. You can see the code for it in MATLAB. You have the prime numbers and the modular arithmetic being here, establishing the secure communication, and here's the shared key which you use to encrypt the data. It's all in code. To the right here is the key configuration phase, which did change from its initial design. The initial design had 4 parameter values, which was streamlined down to 2 because the other 2 were deemed unnecessary. This was the initial design flowchart for the key configuration phase. I can figure out how to make it readable. You had the 2 parameters here, and you had 2 additional ones down here. The repeat integer and half-life. These 2 here were deemed unnecessary and cut. Here it's much more streamlined. You have the principal string. They're hashed and they make their adjusted values. You can concatenate and hash them again to make the new ethereal key. And this is the code coded in MATLAB for the key configuration phase. Now last we have the future contact phase. If I can angle that a little better. We have the future contact phase, which also changed a little bit from the initial design. Mostly it was the modulation process for creating new ethereal keys beyond the first one. This was what the initial design looked like. Once again, it had the repeat integer and half-life down there at the bottom, but it simply just said modulate, and what happened was you took the adjusted values of the previous key and put them up top, where it says adjusted string and adjusted number. Now the new design, as opposed to just modulate, the process you go by to create iterative keys is by hashing the adjusted string. If you're putting a new adjusted string in, and if you're putting in a new adjusted number, you would hash the previous adjusted number and put that in instead of what you would have put in the initial design. All the rest of it, it's just the same. You've cut the repeat integer and half-life down here on the bottom, because all of that's already in the principal string. So it's unnecessary information. And here, the longest bit of code is the code for the future contact phase, also in MATLAB. It tracks the number of keys made and combines, concatenates all the individual values to create one 256-bit key that you can print out and use. So why is this project important? Ethereal keys are the future of cryptography, but there doesn't currently exist a standardized method for generating and using ethereal keys. My project attempts to standardize it. It takes advantage of hashing, which is an already known secure method of encryption, to make it significantly harder for hackers to access the data. For instance, just based on the different combinations of keys, it would take a computer 3 sesquiquintillion years to be able to break even one key. That number is larger than the number of observable particles in the known universe. And it will take that many years to be able to break even one single key. And using hashing in the way that is done with this project, I think that this hash chaining could make a significant impact on cybersecurity at large. Thank you.